this is Kasual, and welcome to another battle report. This report is a 1250 point game against Helmut's Dwarfs. I'm trying a different format here just to save time in my production of the video so that I can hopefully speed them up and get more reports to you guys. So here's my deployment. The table is, we're playing on a 4x4 table. The lava river there is the halfway point of the table, so it cuts it off right there. That's the edge of the table. So on my left I have a unit of Knights Errant with my Lord. I have in the center there, that's my Knights of the Realm with my BSB. I have a big block of men-at-arms with a level 1 damsel. The close-up of my line. And on the right side I have a unit of yeomen and my trebuchet in the corner. So there's a picture of his deployment. On my right side he has a unit of hammerers, and behind there a bolt thrower. In the unit of hammerers is a thane. To the left of them is a unit of thunderers. And he has a big block of warriors with his BSB thane in there, and an Oregon gun on the left. And in typical dwarf fashion, he's on a hill and in the corner. So turn 1, dwarf shooting, and they killed some men-at-arms. Took off a couple here. Nothing. I was happy that he went after the men-at-arms instead of my knights for the first round. He can kill as many of them as he wants in my book, and as long as my knights can get in there safely without losing too many casualties, I think that'll really help me out. So on Bretonnia turn 1, I move up on the left side. I'm looking to get my Knights Errant right into that Oregon gun on turn 2 and hopefully overrun into the flank of the warriors. I move my Knights of the Realm up in the middle, eyeing up, giving myself a couple options of what targets I want to attack. I kind of want to avoid the Thunderers, I just don't want to take that stand and shoot in the face, but we'll see how that goes. My yeomen, I really didn't know what to do with them on the right side. They were in line of sight of the Thunderers and more shooting. I just thought that they'd be a waste if I moved them up or try to do something on the right side, especially with the edge of the board there. I'm going to try to bring them around to the left side and hopefully cause some havoc with them later in the game. And my men-at-arms move up. Just another shot of it. And in Magic, I get Weissens off on my Knights of the Realm. I figured it might help with shooting that may come at them. I believe I miscast with her this time, and she took a wound and killed a couple men-at-arms. My Treb fires and lands on the warriors. Takes off a bunch. I'm not sure how many. I think it was 5 or so. And Dwarfs turn 2. The hammers move up. They're pretty protected on that right side, so they're looking to get in combat. And not much else moving. I think the warriors moved up a little bit in the center, and just some shuffling around basically. And dwarf shooting goes after the Knights of the Realm this time and does some damage. I think the bolt thrower actually ended up taking off 3 on its own. Yeah, pretty devastating. I really couldn't save anything during shooting. And more shooting. Killed 2 more Knights of the Realm. Yeah, this unit is definitely hurting. At least I know I'll be able to get in combat next turn, but it really limits my options now. In the process of that, the Oregon gun actually blew up, which probably couldn't come at a better time for him. He basically had one more round of shooting this round before I get in there, and it actually messes my plans up a little bit. I really just wanted to get into that Oregon gun, fight that combat first, overrun into the flank of the warriors, and have my Knights of the Realm in the front of the warriors so that I could fight that battle on my turn 2, which would have probably worked out pretty well. Although he would be steadfast, good leadership, and a reroll. But since the Oregon gun was gone, my turn 2, I take both Knight Lances into the warriors. I did a little switch so that I can get my lord out here on the right side, which would be in line with his, which would be in base contact with his BSB, and would also protect the flank of my Knights of the Realm, who are definitely depleted at this point. And the rest move up, and I kind of made a mistake here. I was measuring, and I was hoping that I could get my yeoman up in a position on the right side that I could redirect the hammerers for at least one turn, or take some of the thunderers shooting. It just wasn't, I didn't have enough movement. It wouldn't work out the way I wanted it to. So my flank is really exposed there. At least I'd have a counter charge if it comes to it with the men-at-arms. But yeah, I really gotta break this warrior's unit on this charge. I pretty much throwing everything at it. Hopefully I can break on through. My Treb misfires. Yeah, and this is after combat. I did do some damage. I think I did end up winning this combat, but there was a lot of fluffed attacks. And I've been playing Bretonnia now for just under a year, and I've always heard about the rubber lance, but I've always tried to have an alternate plan if my knights do fluff attacks. And in this case, I really didn't have another plan. I really needed them. I was counting on them to hopefully break those warriors, but it didn't happen. I think my lord got in a challenge, killed the champion. I threw a Weissens on the Knights of the Realm, trying everything I can to get as high enough strength attacks and really try to run right through them. But with the dwarf leadership and reroll, it really was tough, and they stuck around. Dwarf turn 3. The hammers go into the flank of my Knights Errant with my lord, which I assumed he would. Thunderers move around to the side. And this is the wounds done after combat, but this is before any break tests. Yeah, I lost some, both sides. It's really getting depleted now. And I think I was on leadership 5 with a reroll, and my lord's unit broke and got run down by the hammers, and they get into the flank of my Knights of the Realm. This is looking bleak at this point. There's not much I can do. I have the men-at-arms. Hopefully I can get them in the flank of the hammers and try to save this Knights of the Realm unit, but it's looking pretty tough at this point. So my turn 3, that's what I do. Men-at-arms go into the side of the hammerers. And here's where I made a mistake. I put the yeoman into the warriors. I just was hoping to get as much combat res as I possibly could, and it actually ended up backfiring on me. The yeoman just had no place to go, and I probably shouldn't have put him in there because, well, you'll see. So yeah, after combat, I lost all the yeomen. They died to a man. My BSB took a wound. My men-at-arms performed wonderfully. I threw a Weissens on them. They're just so tough. Strength 5, toughness 4. Weapon skills terrible, but they did a good job. And had I not put the yeoman in, I would have won combat by a lot here, and possibly have broke both units. But the yeoman really threw a lot of combat res his way. And in that combat, his Thane in his hammers unit died. I think he got in a challenge with my BSB, and my BSB took a wound, but he killed the Thane. So, Dwarfs turn 4. The Thunderers come into the flank of the men-at-arms. He does some shooting and takes 2 wounds off my Treb. And I thought this was a cool picture. That's his BSB looking pretty stoic in the face of my BSB. And after combat, BSB versus BSB, and mine dies. So things are looking very bleak now. The men-at-arms performed very well again with Weissens on them. They took kill some hammers, they kill some thunders. The thunders actually broke, which is always nice. And another shot of it. The hammers passed their leadership test to reform and are facing my men-at-arms now. And I think this was shown, I shot a Treb, this is kind of out of order, but I shot a Treb and killed some more warriors. So Dwarfs turn 5, the warriors come into the men-at-arms. I think I must have killed a few more hammers there than what was in the last picture, because it only looks like there's the BSB and the banner, the standard, left in that unit. The Thunderers reform to face the men-at-arms, or rally and to face the men-at-arms. Treb blows itself up, and this is after combat. What I forgot to mention here is my damsel miscast her last Weissens and actually lost the spell. So I knew I only had one more turn with Weissens. Once it went to my turn here, I didn't have it anymore. I lost 4 men-at-arms and my damsel, and that's the end of the game. The men-at-arms broke with low leadership and were run down. It was a great game. Always fun playing Dwarfs. I haven't seen them too often in 8th edition, and I'm happy to see Helmut running them and playing them pretty effectively. But it was a fun game. I was impressed at how quickly we were able to slam out a 1,250 point game. It was a lot of fun. Very cool table. This is Doobad's table. He just finished up with the lava. So that's it. Bretonnia's take a loss, and I'll see you guys next report. Thanks for watching.